Hi everyone, my name is Bill Bross and I'm a developer here at Veith Consulting. Today's video is going to cover attendance tracking by fields within event registration. The first thing I'd like to look at is some of the configurations options that you need to have set up in order for this to work. So the first thing that we're going to do from the main menu here is go up to Configuration right here at the top. Clicking on that is going to give us a list of all of our configuration options for the system. The ones that we want to look at right now though are under event registration right here. So clicking there is going to pull up this list. The ones that we want are going to be under General Options. And we have a couple different things here. The first one we do, if you want to track credits and CEU hours for event fields and have those tracked per event, you can enable this option right here, enable CEU tracking by event field. And you see here that once we click that, these three different ones come up here. These are the different names that you can give your credits. So if you offer like a PDH credit and the CEU credit and different things like that, you can name them right here. We currently have up to 3. If you ever need more added, you can always ask us for a customization quote on that. The other option that we have that we need to have set up on here is right below it for enable attendance tracking by field. This is going to give you the option per field to say, yes, I do want to track attendance on this, and then decide how you want to do that. So pretty much these options right here are the ones that you're looking at in order to set these up. And again, these are under General Options. If these don't appear for your organization, please just contact tech support and we can enable the different options that you need for this. So once we've got those set up, you're pretty much done with the configuration options. The next thing that we want to look at here is how we set these up within your actual event. So we decide what fields you want to start tracking attendance for within your event. For that, we go down to Event Management here from the main menu, and then we go over to Event Registration. This is going to take us to our main event page, and this lists all the current events that we have set up here. So to set up field tracking, all you have to do is edit or change an event, or you can add a new one here. The process is exactly the same. This first page is for general options. We don't need any of this for attendance tracking. We're actually going to skip through quite a few pages here. We don't need anything with the discount codes as well. We also don't set this up in any of the packages, so we can skip right by that. And now we are where we need to be at, which is the add change event fields. So whether you're adding a new one or editing an existing one, setting up attendance tracking is going to be the same way. I will say here that probably the easiest fields to set up attendance tracking for are going to be checkboxes and selection dropdowns, but you can use it for pretty much any kind. But the checkboxes and selections, you're going to have the easiest time with for people. So we're just going to edit a field here. Like I said, it's the same thing as adding a new one, and I'll show you where these new options are going to be at. So on the page where we edit them, you'll see here we have Enable Attendance Tracking for Field, which is a new option that shows up now that we've turned on that config option. So once you check this one, you can see if I uncheck it, they'll hide them. Once you check it, these CEU credit boxes will pop down, and these are going to be the names that we gave them in our global configuration. So if we had a third one set up, it would show up here. And it's only going to show the number that you have set up. So if you're only using one, you won't see the second one here. And these are going to be the credits that are default. They're going to be awarded by default to any attendee who is marked as attended for this particular field. So pretty much just these two right here are the ones you're looking at for here. Now I've dealt with organizations who they want to track attendance for fields, but people aren't necessarily signing up. So like they sign up for a conference, but they don't decide what they're going to go at or go to within the conference until they're there. And then they rely on sign-in sheets or things like that from there. So what you can do for things like that is you can mark it as restricted. All that means is that attendees won't see it during registration and only admins can pick it. So we can still track attendance for fields like this. We just don't have to have people actually sign up for them, and they don't have to see it during registration if you're doing it after the fact. Okay, so from here, all we have to do is go down and save. Those are the only options we need to set up attendance tracking on any particular field. If you do have selection options, though, instead of just a normal field, so we have the overall selection field and then the different options within it, you'll see here that we also get CEU options on here. Now, the way that this works is if you don't set up any CEU options on the children field, they just inherit whatever value the parent has. But if you set them up to be something different here, then people will be awarded whatever you set up here if they sign up for that particular option or are marked as attended for that particular option. All right, so we'll go back here. Okay, and then we'll go back to our custom fields page. So that's really all you have to do to set up attendance tracking on any particular field. The next thing that we want to do is look at how we actually mark people as attended. So once your event is set up, once your global configuration options are set up, and once you set up your actual attendance fields here, or your options on the fields, then we can look at how we mark people as attended once people have started to register. So to do that, we're going to go back to our event list. Let this page load up here. And again, this is just showing all of our events. The thing that we want to go to start tracking attendance is go on the edit button next to attendees for any event. So you can see that we have edit for each one of these 4 events here. So we'll click on that, and what this page is going to show us here is all of the attendees who have currently registered for this event. So you see them all listed down here below. Now up at the top here, if we're going to, we can track attendance for the overall event simply by checking these checkboxes, but that just says yes, they attended the event as a whole, not the individual things. So for that, we're going to go to this button here for View/Edit Event Field Attendance. Now clicking on that is going to give us a couple of options right off the bat. It's going to ask us first if we want to track by a particular attendee or if we want to track by a particular field or session. So this by attendee one at the top here, it's just going to list all the attendees here and we can pick for them and then start tracking attendance that way. Or if we'd rather track it for a field that we have set up attendance for, we can track it that way. So I'll show you both, but let's just first do by attendee here. So we'll just pick a test person and say continue. Now this is going to lead us to a page where it's just going to show us this attendee's information. And by default here, you're going to see it's only showing fields that they have signed up for. We can click on this button here to show all fields. Oh, you know, this person is added. Oh, they're not. Okay, so this person has signed up, but they're not marked as attended. So all we have to do to track attendance is just click this plus button here, and the attendance will be added here. And then load back up. And you'll see here that it awarded the default, oops, I clicked it twice. So you'll see here, it added the default credits that we had set up for the field, and it's marked them both as registered and attended. Now, like I said before, you can show things and show fields that people have not registered for, so if we were marking them as restricted and things like that. But it will also, so you can mark people as attended for things that they have not signed up for. If you do that, it will retroactively go back to their registration and sign them up for that so that all of the rest of your reporting will be consistent with that. You'll see here now that I marked this person as attended, you'll see the default credits, and we also get a couple of actions. So we can view and edit their credits. So like I said, by default, they get the amount that we awarded here. But we can also override that on an individual attendee basis. So say, for example, that you knew this person came, but they only attended half of the session. So, you know, you could give them 3 credits here if you wanted to and save it. And then everyone else would still get the default, but you've now overridden this one person. So it just gives you that little bit of extra control over what credits people are awarded and things like that. And so now you'll see this reflected as well in this report. If we wanted to go back and view by field, we can do that. So go back to attendance here. And then down by field and session, we can click the field and session that we want to track for, and then click on continue. And then this is going to show us the information for this one, and only currently by default it's going to show you people who did sign up for a session as part of this one. But as I said before on the other page, we can click to show all attendees, and this is going to show people that have registered for the event but have not necessarily registered for this field. And you can see that right here. So this person has not registered for the field at all. Again, same thing to add people or remove people. You can click the plus buttons or the remove attendance, and you'll see a difference here that this person has 3 available and this person only has 1. That's because this person has already signed up for this particular option here, so you're only tracking attendance for that one. This person hasn't signed up for anything, so we don't know anything about them, so you pick which session they signed up for. The other nice thing that you can do, and you can do this from both pages, is you can record mass attendance. So we can click this here, And this page is going to show us all the people, and we can pick what we want to sign them up for. And if they have signed up for it, you'll see that it's defaulted to those things. So if you want to record attendance that way, all you have to do is you can check all or none, or just pick the particular people, and then click to record attendance for those selected attendees. And that's basically how you record attendance for these people. So it's pretty quick and easy just to go through a list and check off people if you have a sign-in sheet or anything. So that comes in really handy. Now, there's a couple other nice things that we can do once we have credit information like this. The best thing that we can do right now is award transcripts to people. And this is going to basically be a summary of what they were marked as attended for, how many credit hours they earned for it, different things like that, just to give you that kind of information. So there's a couple ways we can get that. The first way is, as an admin, you can go up here to All Event Reporting at the very top and click on that. And this is going to give us a list of reports that we can run across all of our events. The particular one that we want on this page, though, is going to be our batch transcript reports. So what we do for here is we pick the member that we want to run them for. And I believe we'll have one for me. Maybe let's try this one here. And then you pick the start date and the end date. So this is only going to pull dates or events between these two dates here to pull transcripts. And then you say download transcripts. And we'll see if we have any for this time period. And we do. If there's no, if you don't have any transcripts for that time period, it will simply tell you that and give you an error message and say that they don't exist. If it does, though, it will give you a zip file like we just saw here, and it will have all of the transcripts within that were awarded during that time. So we can see the transcript that it generated right here. And this is, in general, what it will look like here. We have the event information. We've got just a certificate of completion and has some location and date information. By default, it doesn't include your logo, but that's a very easy change to make. So if you're using this, you can just let us know and we can add that for you. It will then include the attendees or members information right here. And then it will have all the things they signed up for within here. And you can see here that some of these, since they are sample ones, they don't have all the information filled in, and this is a test event, obviously. But these are just different things that have been signed up for on here, and you can see here it will total their hours down here at the bottom. So basically, this is just a quick summary of how many credits they've earned, what they were marked as attended for, so you can quickly get these for people if they ever need them using that batch transcripts. And like I said, if they had multiple ones, they would show up as multiple different PDFs within this zip file. So that's the first way that you can do it, is by using batch transcripts. The second way, and we'll go back to the event list here, is you can pull up an individual one per person per event. Back to our event list here. So to do that, you'll want to go back to this edit page for attendees. And again, this is the page that is going to list all of the people who have registered for the event. And you'll see here that we have some icons next to them for transcript right here. Now I think I know there's one for this one. So we'll pull up this transcript here. All you have to do is just click that icon. And again, if there's no transcript information, it will tell you exactly this, that no transcript information exists. So let's go back here. We'll find one that actually works. Okay, I think this one here. Nope, none for that one either. Well, either way, what it will do there, it will pull up the same exact transcript that we just looked at, but simply for this member for this event here. So you can quickly get it to them that way there. Another option is you can email them out. So we're going to go back to our event list again here. And by email it out, I mean by using our mass broadcast emailer for attendees within the event here. So to do that, again, under the attendees part here, you just go to message. And we can set up any number of messages here. I'm just going to edit this one since we've already got it set up here. And on the very first page here, where you're just setting up the subject and basic information about your message, you'll see at the bottom that we have an option for include transcripts and emails if applicable. What this option will do if you check it is, if somebody is eligible for a transcript and they have earned credits and have been marked as attended for things within the event, you can click that, and if you send them an email through this, it will include a link at the bottom where they can click to download their transcript. And it's only going to show that for people who have them. So people who don't have them aren't going to see that at all. Let me click through here. The other option that we have involving these transcripts on here is that we can already run we can already run queries to add recipients. And one other option that we have on it now is eligible for transcript. So if you want to attach those transcripts and you also only want to email people that are eligible who are going to receive them, you can click that one there and then say add recipients by query. And it's going to add only people that are eligible and who are going to receive a transcript. And so there's one final way that members can get their transcripts, and that is by themselves, actually, when they log in. So if you have enabled the configuration option to allow members to view their prior event registrations, and that's just in the general config that we looked at first, they'll have a link under their My Membership information for prior event registrations. So clicking that here, it's going to show me a history of any events that I've attended and that I'm also, my member account is linked to directly. So there's different reports we can do for this. If you're ever curious about that, just let us know. We can go over that. But another thing we have if we've enabled transcripts is this box will show up at the very top of this page where they can download a zip file of their transcripts between 2 dates. Now that works exactly the same way as the one I showed you before where the admins can run it. The only difference here is they can only run it for themselves. They can't run it for anyone else. And they have the same kind of transcript button next to each event here that they can look at. All right. Well, that is pretty much all there is to tracking attendance for events. If you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us at service@veithconsulting.com. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you. Bye.